Hey guys, what's up? Save Michael 1 here, and we're back with another Overwatch League analysis. Sorry for butchering that. Today we're doing the Seoul Dynasty, and this is the day of the Overwatch League when it starts, so I'm excited to do this. And I hope you guys are too. So, without further ado, let's get underway, and this is going to have to be like yesterday's because I haven't had time to write scripts because of frickin' work. Okay. Just a very, very quick little rant. Why is it whenever I work and I really need to do something for one of my channels, they decide, oh, we're going to flex up an hour and you guys are going to be working till 1:30 in the morning. Every time I need to do something, that's when they do it. Life has not been easy for my channel recently, either of them. Okay, mini rant over. Let's do the video, because this is what you guys actually care about. Anyways, Seoul Dynasty is probably the favorite coming into this, although I have them ranked second and London ranked first because of pure skill and just pure skill in like all the player roles I'm looking at. So Seoul definitely has some of the best players in the world, and London also has some of the best players in the world. So that's why Seoul's in this second spot and London's in this first spot. Just because I'm ranking London to finish the season in first doesn't mean I think they're going to win the championship. I think Seoul has a better chance of winning than London, even though they're in second over first. It also comes down to, I think London's in the easier division, so they'll have a few easier matches. And again, let's go over Seoul's roster now. For DPS players, they have Fleta, Munchkin, Wakid, and Bunny. For their flex players, they have Zunba and Guido, and Zephyr. I almost forgot about him. For tank players, they have Miro and Cookie. And for the support players, they have Ryu Jae-hong and Toby. So, without further ado, let's start with their DPS players, and let's start with number 1, Fleta. I'm not going to say what nationality these guys are from, guys. They're all from Korea. I'll save you guys some time. So, Fleta, he's a DPS player, and he's most known for his Genji, basically his projectile heroes. Okay, I was just making sure my mic was on. He's mostly known for his projectile heroes, however, he can play a really good Widowmaker too. I'm pretty sure he can just play everything, actually. I think I've seen him play some really solid soldier. So, Fleta has played for Flash Lux, and he's played for Lunatic Eye, and then Seoul Dynasty, obviously. So, with Flash Lux in the Apex Season 2, they finished 13th through 16th, going 0-3 in their group. Apex Season 3, they finished 13th through 16th, going 0-3 in their group. And in Apex Season 4, they finished 13th through 15th, going 0-3 in their group. Flash Lux has never won a match in Apex. However, none of this is Fleta's fault. Fleta easily was the best player on this team. He was a very scary player to go up against, and he really carried some of those team fights. Like, he really did. He was the best player for the worst team in Apex. And that's just the best way to put it, I guess. Let's move on to their next DPS, Munchkin. By the way, Munchkin I could not find a picture of anywhere. I don't know where he was. Like, I just could not find any picture of him. Anyways, importantly, Munchkin has played for Rhinos Gaming Titan, Laser Kittens, and Lunatic Eye. He is a hit scan player for Seoul, and I'm pretty sure he's mostly a Tracer only player. I'm not sure about this. I'm sure he could play the McCree, maybe the Soldier, but he's mostly known for his Tracer. So, let's go. Before we do that, I don't know much about Munchkin until he went to Laser Kittens, and with Laser Kittens, I just remember just a couple of really solid performances, because that's all they would show us, so that's all I really remember is just a few solid performances that Munchkin had. So, let's just go over with Rhinos Gaming Titan in Overwatch Apex Season 1. They finished 13 through 16, going 0-3 in their group. Then with Laser Kittens in the Overwatch Contender Season 0, they finished 3rd through 4th, losing to E United 1-3. And for the Seoul Cup on Lunatic Eye,
For Lunatic High, they finished first with a 3-1 win over Kongdu Panthera, or Cloud9 Kongdu. If Munchkin constantly puts up performances like he has with Laser Kitten, sorry, that was my phone, I'm putting it on vibrate. If he constantly keeps putting up these types of performances, he is going to have a fantastic season. I'm pretty sure I think he's a like conservative. He's more of a conservative tracer. He doesn't like, if I'm remembering this right, I think he's like more backline defending than going after the enemy team's backline, or he's more conservative in the way where he doesn't do plays where he can die. I think I'm remembering that right, but I really don't know, and I'm sorry if I'm not. So I just remember Munchkin being a pretty top-tier tracer. Anyways, on to their next player is number 0, Wikid. So Wikid is he's like I don't even know what he is, to be honest. I was gonna say he's a projectile hero, but he's like Flutta. He plays literally everything. He's really good on Doomfist, Soldier, Genji, so he's just a good overall player. He's only played for one team, and he's generally pretty new. Played for Luxury Watch Red, and that's really it. So I'll just go over his performances really quick. Apex Season 4, he finished 5th through 6th, going 1 and 2 in their second group stage. Boom. Wikid's results. He's just played in 2 tournaments. But either way, just because he's inexperienced doesn't mean he's not good, guys. Like, he's a really solid player. Especially if they want to use some wonky comps like with Doomfist or whatever, he's your guy. He's probably one of the best Doomfists in this league. For whatever that's worth. I would just not sleep on Wikid. He's I don't even know, like, why would you have so many good DPS players? Lunatic Eye, I know you were weak in DPS when you were in your heyday, but still, you don't need to sign all these new DPS players. It's really crazy. Just expect a lot of great things from Wikid. He's a fantastic player. Next is number 8, Bunny. Bunny, he is a tracer player. I'm pretty sure that's the only hero he'll ever play. He's played for BK Stars and Lunatic High 2. So, in Overwatch Apex Season 1, well, I should probably just say a little bit more than that. Bunny is, like, I remember him being a very aggressive tracer, and he's pretty good. I remember him being a really good tracer, but he's just hyper aggressive. I think I know Bunny to be one of the more aggressive tracer players. He might not be one of the best because he tries for flashy plays that he can really easily die in. That's what I remember. But maybe he'll turn it around. Maybe he'll be a really good player and not die so much in the Overwatch League. Anyways, in Apex Season 1 for BK Stars, he finished 3rd through 4th, 1 through lost to Freak of Freaks. On Apex Season 2, they finished 9th through 12th, going 1 and 2 in the group stage. Season 3, they finished 9th through 12th, going 1 and 2 in the group stage again. And then with Lunatic High 2, they didn't play in any majors or premieres. So again, Bunny kind of, I think voluntarily went to a lesser team after BK Stars, because BK Stars kind of was tanking pretty hard. They did really good in the first season, but just couldn't get back to that success. I'm just really excited to see this guy play, because I think he's a really fun tracer to watch, even though he might not be the best. So, Bunny's a pretty entertaining guy to watch. Okay, so now on to their flex players. I'm pretty sure number 5 is Zunba. Zunba, all I know, best Zarya in the world. He's a pretty good D.Va player too, and he can flex onto some DPS players, but seriously, best Zarya in the world. That's all I know about Zunba, like off the top of my head. That's all anybody needs to know about Zunba, is watch out for Zarya. Do not mess with this guy if he's playing Zarya. So, he's played for Team South Korea in both World Cups. He's played for Kanbok Spirit, Lunatic High, and that's the only teams he's played for. So with Kanbok Spirit in Apex Season 1, they finished 9th through 12th, going 1 and 2 in their group. In Apex Season 2 with Lunatic High, they finished 1st, beating Runaway 4-3. In Apex Season 3, they finished first, beating Kongdu Panthera 4-3. Apex Season 4, Lunatic High finished 5th through 6th, going 1 and 2 in the second group stage. And in the Seoul Cup, they finished first, beating Cloud9 Kongdu 3-1, or Kongdu Panthera. So now with Team South Korea in the Overwatch World Cup 2016, they finished first with a 4-0 win over Russia. And in the World Cup 2017, they finished first with a 4-1 win over Canada. Zunba has a lot of success. When you think of Zunba, you think of winning. When you think of Lunatic High in general, you think of winning. Zunba, he is, if the Diva ever comes out of the meta and Zarya comes in, Zunba's honestly going to be the best flex support in the entire world. So, don't sleep on Zunba. Don't sleep on anybody in the Seoul roster. Nobody's sleeping on anybody here. I'm just saying, if you're a Seoul Dynasty doubter, there's a lot of reasons why you're probably wrong to doubt that they'll be the best in the league. One of the best in the league. I still think they'll be second because they have a harder division, but that's just going to refine them to be better than the #1 team, even though it'll be a close. It'll be a good playoffs in the end with Seoul and London. I'm pretty sure both teams will make the playoffs. I can't see a scenario with either missing it. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water. Zunba's a big reason that Seoul's going to be in the playoffs. Let's go on to the next flex player, though, with number 39, Zephyr. Zephyr has played for Oppa Danawawa. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Cloud9 and Lunatic High. I'm not even sure if Oppa Danawawa or whatever that team was is a Korean team, or if they're no, it looks like they're a Korean team. He's mostly, I guess, known for his good Zarya and Diva play, which is what most flex tanks are known for, so that's pretty good, I guess. I don't remember much about him because Cloud9 was knocked out so early in Contender Season 0. Don't remember seeing him much, but I also don't remember a lot of bad things about him, so I guess we could take that for what it's worth. So let's just go over his results. In the Overwatch Rumble April, with Cloud9, they finished 5th through 6th, losing 1-2 to Luminosity Gaming. In the Overwatch Takeover 2, Cloud9 finished 3rd with an 0-3 loss to E United. Overwatch Contender Season 0, they finished 9th through 12th, going 2-2 and 3 in their group stage. And with Lunatic High in the Seoul Cup, they finished 1st with a 3-1 win over Cloud9 Kongdu. Zephyr is just, I don't even know how to say how good Zephyr is, because I don't personally know how good he is, but honestly, Zunba's a better Zarya, I'm 99% sure. And I'm pretty sure Zunba's a competent enough Diva player to where they won't need to play Zephyr too much. I'm not sure why Zephyr's here. He might just be a backup in case they ever want to try just sit Zunba out just so he doesn't get, I guess, burnt out. That might be why he's here. If so, good pickup. I think he's good enough to be a backup. Let's move on to our last flex player, number 13, Guido. Guido is a DPS flex player, which is interesting enough. And he's played for Bench Girls and Lunatic High. Guido is I'm pretty sure he's mostly a Tracer Genji player, and I guess he plays some flex support too, so that's a very interesting player that they have here. He won't be eligible until January 13th, although, which really isn't that far into the season. That's a week from inaugural day, so literally he just can't play in the first 2 games. And also, he won MVP award of Overwatch Apex Season 3, so that should really show you how good he is. So, the only 2 tournaments he's played in, Apex Season 3, finished 1st, 4-3 win over Kongdu Panthera, and in Apex Season 4, he finished 5th through 6th with going 1 and 2 in the second group stage. I'm just trying to see what he really played with Lunatic High. He was a DPS player, so expect him to play DPS, although I guess he can flex into some flex support. He has to be at least somewhat talented, although I'm pretty sure he's really talented to win that MVP award, so we should expect a lot of good things coming from Guido. They have 3 big Tracer players, though, so that'll be interesting to see how they deal with this, I guess. Now let's move on to their tanks. One of their most famous players, number 3, Miro. I'm saying one of their most famous tanks, not their most famous tank. Miro is a outstanding Winston player. A lot of their fans say he's the best in the world, for good reason. He is at least one of the best in the world. His entire career he spent with Lunatic High, although he did play for Team South Korea in the 2016 World Cup. And now I'll just go over his results really quickly before I gush over how good Miro is. In APAC Premier 2016, Lunatic High finished second with a 1-4 loss to Rogue. In APAC Season 1, they finished 5th through 8th with an 0-2 loss to Kongdu Unsia. In the Intel Extreme Master Season 11, they finished second with a 1-3 loss to Luxury Watch Red. In Apex Season 2, they finished first with a 4-3 win over Runaway. Apex Season 3, they finished first with a 4-3 win over Kongdu Panthera. In Apex Season 4, they finished 5th through 6th, going 1-2 in the second group stage. And in the Seoul Cup, they finished first with a 3-1 win over Cloud9 Kongdu. And for Team South Korea, in the 2016 World Cup, he finished first with a 4-0 win over Team Russia. Now, where do I begin with Miro? He is the person that brought Winston into the meta. You've heard so many people say it before. Without Miro, I don't even know if right now Winston would be in the meta. He's the person that showed that Winston can be as good as he is. The only downside of Miro, his Reinhardt is FS. If Reinhardt ever strongly comes back into the meta, Miro will not get a lot of play. But as long as Winston stays relevant enough in the meta, Miro's going to be on maps where Winston can be pulled off. He is really probably the best tank player in the world. At least one of the best tank players in the world. And it was really surprising to see that he wasn't in the 2017 World Cup, but I understand where they were coming from. They wanted a more balanced tank. So, I guess besides that, we'll move on to number 11, Cookie. Cookie is another tank player who is really well known for his Winston. I'm not sure about his Reinhardt. But he's played for MVP Space for most of his career, or all of his career actually. And I think he's one of the best. He was probably the main reason that his team did pretty well in almost all the Apex seasons. So let's just go over his tournaments really quickly because I'm not too familiar with him because I don't remember MVP Space too much besides Apex Season 4, and you'll see why in a minute. So, in Apex Season 1, they finished 13th through 16th, going 0-3 in their group. And their next premiere was Apex Season 3, where they finished 9th through 12th, going 1-2 in their group. In Apex Season 4, they finished 9th through 12th, going 2-1 in their group. MVP Space in that tournament, before we move on, was in a group with Runaway and in a group with Lunatic High. Runaway was the runner-up in 2017. Or not 2017, in the Apex Season 4 World Cup. Apex Season 4 Cup. I'm getting every tournament confused. So yeah, they were in a group with the two previous Apex champions, Lunatic High, and then they were also in a group with the runner-ups of this year, and they finished 2-1. They beat Lunatic High, but they lost to Runaway. That's the only time I remember MVP Space, really, besides for the fact that they were just a team that was in Apex and lost. Anyways, on to MVP's last tournament was APAC Premier 2017. They finished 5th through 8th, losing to Runaway 2-4. I'm pretty sure Cookie I do remember him slightly. He was a really good tank for MVP Space. He's another one of those players who was a really top tier player for a really bad team. So it's good to see him on a team that fits his skills. Let's move on to the next players, which are the support players finally. Now to their most famous player, number 14, Ryu Jae Hong. Ryu Jae Hong is possibly the best support player in the entire world. It's hard to argue against that. He is the best Ana in the world, and he has an extremely great Zenyatta. There's a saying going around that you can't Dragon Blade against Ryu Jae Hong because he'll sleep you at least half the time. You'll get slapped. Sorry, took another water drink. A drink of water. Oh, you gotta love those water drinks. But anyway, back to Ryu Jae-hong. With Genji's Dragon Blading, it's one of those things where you have to kill Ryu Jae-hong before you get Dragon Blade. It's like having to kill Diva, old Diva, before you wanted to High Noon or Tack Visor. It's the same thing with Ryu Jae-hong. It's really not fair. So he's played for Lunatic High for his whole career and in both World Cups for Team South Korea. So in APEC Premier 2016 with Lunatic High, they finished second, 1-4 loss to Rogue. Apex Season 1, they finished 5th through 8th with an 0-2 loss to Kungbu Uncia. Apex Season 2, they finished first with a 4-3 win over Runaway. Apex Season 3, they finished first with a 4-3 win over Kungbu Panthera. Apex Season 4, they finished 5th through 6th, going 1-2 in the second group stage. In the Seoul Cup, they finished first with a 3-1 win over Cloud9 Kongdu. Overwatch World Cup 2016, with Team South Korea, they finished first with a 4-0 win over Team Russia. And in the Overwatch World Cup 2017, they finished first with a 4-1 win over Team Canada. So, where do I begin with Ryu Jae-hong? I don't even know if I have to say anything about him. He's just literally the best support in the world. You cannot deny that, and the fact he's on Seoul is a very big plus for them. The only bad thing I could say is they don't have anybody to sub in for Ryu Jae-hong. Maybe Guido? I guess Guido could every now and then. Like, just so Ryu Jae-hong does not get burnt out. That's a big concern of mine for him and their other support, because they only have 2. But they are the best support duo in the entire world, so that's pretty hard to replace. These are the 2 players they can never trade away. Now on to their last player, number 7, Toby. Toby is a main support player for Lunatic High, formerly Lunatic High, and Team Seoul. He's played for Lunatic High. Like, I'm not going to repeat it again because we literally just did with Ryu Jae-hong. The only difference is he was in the 2017 Cup, but not the 2016 World Cup. So yeah, in the World Cup 2017, they finished first, 4-1 win over Canada, just like Ryu Jae-hong. The only thing I could say about Toby is his Mercy is nowhere as good as his Lucio. I really hope his Mercy meta dies, just so we can see teams go back to how they're supposed to be playing. The only good thing I like about the Mercy meta is that it's allowing more DPS to be played, such as Junkrat, Widowmaker, Roadhog being brought back in the meta, Orisa can be played in the meta, Bastion's being played. It's really interesting. It's allowing a lot of diversity, except in the support role. Lucio used to be the only main support, and everyone else was the flex supports, including Mercy. But now it's kind of like Mercy's the main support. It's now Lucio or Mercy. However, the changes in the PTR are indicating that they're going to change it, and I hope they change it soon, so we don't have to deal with this Mercy meta nonsense much longer. So, the pros and cons list for Seoul, huh? We have to do that? Do I really have to do that? Okay. Pros. They're the Lunatic High roster with DPS. Cons. There's 2 support players, so they might get burnt out after a while. Okay. They have to play 40 games. I think they're going to finish around 35-5, 34-6. That's my projected record for Seoul. They're going to lose 5 or 6 matches. I think they're going to lose 1 match each stage and 2 matches in stages 3 or 4, or both, as teams get better. The only teams I can really see taking games off them are really just London, New York early, especially. London, New York, Dallas, maybe Houston, maybe Los Angeles, Valiant. Those are the only teams I can see taking matches off them. It's going to be really interesting to see. I hope I'm wrong and that the games are more interesting, but that's what I see right now. And yeah, Seoul's probably going to be one of the best teams in the league. There's no denying that. Yeah. That's really going to do it for this one. Make sure you stay tuned for the next and last roster analysis, the London Spitfire. See you guys then.